So we're talking about the graph of the tangent. So the tangent, we talk about some of the properties. The first thing is that it has a period of pi. So that's different from cosine and sine, which had periods of 2 pi. And the other thing that's, remember, it's sine theta over cosine theta, so there's times where it's going to be undefined. It is defined whenever cosine theta equals 0, which is at all odd multiples of pi over 2. So we could go again from 0 to pi to look at the whole period, but it's nice for just for tangent that we look at negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. That's the only one that we look a little bit differently. So look at the values. At negative pi over 2, it's undefined. And remember, if it's undefined, that's when we're going to have a vertical asymptote. At negative pi over 3, it's negative radical 3. Remember, tangent's negative in the fourth quadrant. Negative pi over 4 is negative 1. And negative pi over 6 is negative radical 3 over 3. At 0, it is 0. At pi over 6, it is radical 3 over 3. At pi over 4 is 1. And at pi over 3, it's radical 3. And if I went back to pi over 2, it also would be undefined. So another vertical tangent. And actually, at every pi over 2, there would be a vertical tangent. Now, remember we talked about the 5 points. These points are kind of hard to graph, so these are our 5 key points. Negative pi over 2, negative pi over 4, 0, pi over 4, and pi over 2. So I know at 0, at 0, I know at negative pi over 4, it's negative 1, and at pi over 4, it's 1. So now I have a nice graph, whoops, that looks like this. And it repeats every time. It approaches both asymptotes. So that's the way the tangent looks, and we'll use our 5 key points in our graphs.